And I have worked with the past executive director, Kathy Augustine, in several projects. In particular, it was the Carl B. Stokes Federal Courthouse building that we worked with GSA, General Service Administration, that is the landlord of the federal government that was in charge of building the courthouse, and they hired the hard-headed women to make sure that the contractors have women, hire women, and retain women, and hard-headed women provided counseling and guidance and their expertise to help them to retain the retention and recruitment of women. So that certainly is the reason that we chose to hold the Women and Green Job Roundtable, but not only because hard-headed women is a great partner, but also because the city of Cleveland is the leader among the green movement. As much as I would like to tell you that Chicago is a great leader in the green initiatives, but you all know that our Mayor Daley had to woo Sadhu Johnson away from your city to head his green initiatives. And I just heard that Sadhu now is actually leaving the city of Chicago to, I would kind of assume it's going back to Vancouver. I believe it's Vancouver, that he's going to be the deputy mayor there. And then the other thing I heard about Cleveland, then we say who can compete with Cleveland if Van Jones told you at the Sustainable Cleveland 2019 Summit that the White House is watching Cleveland, since no other city knows how to take on the extensive planning and development for our urban areas at this time. So congratulations for being ahead of everybody. I do want to say a few words about the Women's Bureau. Terry told you that we are the only federal agency in charge of to address the issues and concerns of working women. This is an old agency. We were created by Congress in 1920, and our mission is to improve the working conditions for women and to advance their employment opportunities. I wanted to point out that I'm not going to go into the details, but you have a folder from the Women's Bureau, and it has all the information, statistics on non-traditional occupations, women in the labor force, as well as we also included some of the green job information, so you can browse through that later. Today, many of the high-wage, high-skill careers continue to be non-traditional occupations for women. That means that women are underrepresented in these occupations. In fact, 80% of all women are still clustered in some of the lowest paying jobs, such as cashiers, sales clerks, and secretaries. And not surprisingly, there continue to be a pay gap. Right, currently, women are earning only about 80 cents for every dollar earned by men. Unlike many traditional jobs for women, green jobs pay better and have a career path. These are jobs that can support families and that to keep workers in the middle class or help workers to prevent them from dropping out of middle class. With the green economy and the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, we normally call it ARA, you heard ARA or AARA, that we believe that there will be significant opportunities for women workers, and women business owners in the green job sector. For example, an estimated $2 billion will be spent over the next 2 years to create over 700,000 jobs in the construction area, the green construction areas. However, as you know, these green industries, whether they are in the energy efficient building, construction, retrofitting, or a renewable electric power industry or biofuel industry, they are still the kind that are non-traditional for women, such as in science, engineering, technology, construction, architecture, and skilled trades. Yesterday, I had a meeting with Secretary Hilda Solis just before I came to Cleveland. As you know, she is a strong supporter of green jobs for the U.S. workforce, and she particularly advocates for women to be included in the green economy. Many of you know that she was the author of the Green Jobs Act in Congress, and of course now she's implementing that. She hosted a Green Jobs for Women roundtable early this year, and inviting experts and policymakers across the country to discuss this very important issue. And so this is kind of replication of her Green Job roundtables, and we are going to be reporting back to her. In fact, when I told her that I'm coming to Cleveland, she was really pleased, and she said that she's looking forward to reading, to hearing from our input. The good news, as Terry mentioned today in the USA Today, is that women are now, and I was going to say, and our report continues to say, women are only about 46% of our nation's workforce. But from today's newspaper, women are closing that. At this point, it's 49% of the workforce, and soon women can become the majority of the U.S. workforce. But however, that is good news. However, as we see that the article talk about men losing jobs, but men are losing jobs in manufacturing sectors. They're losing jobs in the finance sector. Both sectors are paid much higher wages, better benefits than women who are gaining the jobs. Because, as I mentioned, 80% of women are still in the lower paying jobs, and these days the ones that women gain are in education, in nursing, in healthcare, and these are good jobs. But particularly in the healthcare area, if you're nurses, you're skilled nursing, they are good jobs. But if you're in the home health care aid, then these are lower paying jobs. So I do not want to mislead. I hope that the article doesn't mislead people to think, wow, we are doing so well, and gee, this is the time that we could just kind of rest on our laurel. No, we have a lot more to do, and especially we do want women of all ages and social and economic groups to be aware of the green jobs opportunities that women are recruited and also adequately trained to enter green job pathways. This is why we invite you here today. We want to learn from you, to promote and to share programs and ideas, and also to assist in the development of collaborative efforts to promote and train women for careers in the green economy. And I'm really pleased to see that we have participants from across all sectors, and because we need to work together to promote this. You know, hard-headed women cannot do it alone. The Women's Bureau cannot do it alone. We need all of you. And in closing, I just want to mention that the enthusiasm that I felt, and I was particularly touched by an individual. Her name is Gwendolyn McDay. She's unable to make it here today, but she wrote me a letter talking about expressing her thoughts about green jobs. Gwendolyn is an engineer, and so she certainly understands what it's like for a woman to be in a non-traditional career. But what she wanted to tell me and tell us is that, and I thought that's a very good point, is that because women tend to want to work in areas that they feel fulfilled and they feel meaningful, and she suggests that matching green jobs to those motivated by societal benefits makes sense, and the workers are energized, and we all enjoy the rewards. So I just want to share with you, and I want to thank all our speakers for driving. I believe all of you came from Columbus, taking time out of your busy schedule, and I want to thank you and look forward to hearing from our speakers and from each of you at the roundtable discussion. Thank you.